As his 90th birthday approaches, the Dalai Lama has delivered a powerful message that reverberates far beyond the quiet Himalayan town of Dharamshala. One that directly challenges China and its long-standing plans to control the future of Tibetan Buddhism. In a clear statement, the 14th Dalai Lama has reaffirmed that the Gadian Fodang Trust, his non-profit institute, will hold the sole authority to identify his reincarnation. This flat rejection came as Beijing's claim over this sacred Tibetan tradition has sparked concerns within the diaspora living in exile. For decades, the question of who will choose the next Dalai Lama has been a political and a spiritual flashpoint. The Chinese government, which regards the Dalai Lama as separatist, insists that it alone has the right to approve his successor, a position rooted in its broader campaign to cement control over Tibet and its religious institutions. Beijing's officials have repeatedly declared that the reincarnation must be found within China, though rituals they claim have been practiced for centuries. But the Dalai Lama's response this week has been unequivocal. Speaking to a global audience of monks, journalists and supporters, he declared, "I am confirming that the institution of Dalai Lama will persist." In fact, he emphasized that only the Gadian Fodang Trust can recognize the reincarnation and that no other entity has the right to interfere in the deeply spiritual matter. This announcement comes at a crucial juncture. Leaders from all four principal schools of Tibetan Buddhism gathered in Dharamshala to deliberate on the succession issue. They issued a rare united condemnation of China's repeated attempts to politicize this very process. The Dalai Lama's stance is not only spiritual but deeply political. In recent years, he has repeatedly hinted that his successor could be born outside of China, perhaps in India, where he has lived in exile since fleeing a failed uprising against Chinese rule in 1959. In his memoir Voice for the Voiceless, published earlier this year, he wrote that the next Dalai Lama will be born in a free world, a clear signal to his followers to reject any candidate appointed by Beijing. This sets the stage for a potential unprecedented situation. The emergence of two rival Dalai Lamas, one chosen by the Tibetan Buddhist community in exile and another installed by the Chinese Communist Party. Such a scenario would not only deepen the rift between Tibetans and Beijing, but also test the loyalties of millions of Buddhists across the Himalayas and beyond. For Tibetans in exile, the Dalai Lama's announcement is reassuring. The spiritual leader remains a father figure to his people, a symbol of their quest for autonomy and their hope for a future free from external interferences. As the Dalai Lama approaches his 90th birthday, his health remains robust and his resolve undiminished. But the battle over his succession may just be beginning. With China wanting to press its claim and the Tibetan community in exile drawing a firm line in the sand, the world watches closely. The next chapter in the story of Dalai Lama will not only shape the future of Tibetan Buddhism, but may also redefine the struggle for religious freedom in the face of state power. In Dharamshala, as monks in maroon robes gather and prayers fill the mountain air, the message is clear. The spirit of Dalai Lama will endure, and the right to determine his reincarnation belongs to Tibetans alone.